Hello, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. My name is Edgar Cheng, and today we are going to speak about one topic that, from recently, it has been an amazing topic. So, yeah, today we are going to speak about fabric data agents, and we are going to see it in action. So, we've all worked with fabric data, and the main question was, how can we get this data and use it wherever we are, or wherever resource that we are using? So uh, that brings us to today's call, where we are going to talk about how we can transform our fabric data and bring it to Copilot Studio and Azure AI Foundry. So a quick demo, a quick introduction. My name is Edgar Ocheng. I'm the Microsoft MVP in Copilot Studio and Azure AI Foundry. And here at Amdi, I work as a data and AI engineer. So a little story about ourselves. So here at Amli, we are from a humble beginning industry. So we started back in 2017 as a small data organization. So today we are actually serving over 100 clients all across the United States. And through this, we are driving growth and expertise from personalized approach and strategic partnership. So our team is very experienced actually, and we are highly certified individuals, and mostly we deal with cutting edge solutions such as data analytics, artificial intelligence, collaboration tools, sorry, and digital transformation. So our main focus for the day, uh, we are uh, Microsoft partner, solution partner, both in solution in a day and data AI services. Or mostly we do deliver innovative solutions such as data strategy, cloud and on-prem platforms, data analytics, and AI and machine learning. So this will bring us to our agenda of the day. So today's focus, we are going to talk about fabric data agents, and a question may come: what are fabric data agents? So I want you to imagine this. You are a data analyst, and you have a lot of tables, a lot of uh, data in your fabric environment, and you want to query. So I'm a low code developer, so mostly I don't know a lot of SQL, but my teammates over here, they really help me a lot. So I have a presentation in a few, and I need to give the best, to give the uh, KPIs, to give the insights during the meeting, and I have a whole data that I need to give a summary of. So I pull out my teams and go to our data agent and ask, so what were our most performing solution, or our most performing products in the quarter 2? And my data agents, in 1 second, it goes to the connected lakehouse, it goes to our semantic table, semantic models, then queries our data, and in a second, I'm able to get all the information that I need. So with this, I can be able to dig in deeper, get more insights out of the questions that I'm asking, create a presentation from the insights. So, in short, the Fabric Data Agents allows us to query our Fabric data in our natural language, and it will be able to bring all the information together. So the second agenda of the day is we are going to see how we can transform these fabric data agents and bring them to Copilot Studio, make them available in our Microsoft Teams, how we can make them available in our Azure AI Foundry, and also in Power BI. So going on to the next slide. Uh, what is Microsoft Fabric for the people who are new in this field. So Microsoft Fabric is an unified data platform for everything AI. So we have a connection of the data factory, the databases, the power behind, and the real-time intelligence. So it's able to connect the whole Fabric platform from our AI tools to one lake, and also the governance part. So it's an all-in-one unified data platform solution. So going on, there are three Copilot experiences that you can create in Fabric. So one of the experience that we can create actually is the Copilot accelerated experience. So what are the Copilot accelerated experience? So these are the Copilot that are generally available everywhere. So we can have Copilot in one lake, we can have Copilot in our Azure Synapse, and the same. We've been able to see all our Copilot in Microsoft Teams to summarize meetings, Copilot in email. So the Copilot experiences are generally everywhere, and this Copilot experience cannot get data from a platform that is hosted anywhere else. So when I'm in my one lake, I can only query the data that is available in my one lake. When I'm using Copilot for Teams, for example, I can only get summary information from the current meetings that I have, or when I'm in my email, I can only get the responses from my email. So that's the first experience that you can create, which are generally available, is the Copilot accelerated experience. Then is the chat with your data experience. So I remember when we started using the Fabric Data Agent, it was once known as the AI skills in Microsoft Fabric, and then it was actually available in the F64 capacity. So back then we were able to test the AI skills using our own data. So this was a RAG solution. So from our data, we were able to create an agent that could help us query our data in natural language. So a problem came when now I want to use this data outside of Microsoft Fabric. So we needed another experience now, which is what we're going to talk about today, the build data agents. So in build data agents, we can be able to create our custom agents in Microsoft Fabric and connect it to other resources. We can have them connected to our Teams, Copilot Studio, and Azure AI Foundry, as we are going to see here in just a bit. So how can we use the data that the Fabric Data Agent? So the Fabric Data Agents are only available in the Microsoft paid product, so we can only use them from an F2 capacity. So when you are using the Fabric free trial, you cannot be able to access the data agent. So you need a paid workload. So we can be able to use it from the F2 capacity going up. So we will be able to get more insights out of it. So the main topic of the day, the Fabric Data Agents. So the Fabric Data Agents, these are the conversation data agents that allow us to interact with our data in natural language. So they can be able to connect seamlessly with all our data. So from our lakehouse to warehouse and our semantic model, they all connect to a one lake. And a person may ask, what's a one lake? So one lake is it's like OneDrive where you can put all your data, all your documents in your OneDrive, and you can be able to access it wherever you are. So in Fabric, we use OneLake to connect all the lakehouses that we have, the warehouses and semantic models. So after connecting all this information, we are able to create the context and configuration. So after this, we are able to create the tools and publish our data agents to anywhere that we want. So we can be able able to connect them to Azure AI Foundry to use a multi-agent orchestrator and make your agent do have more capabilities. The next platform that we can use is Copilot Studio, where we can also make the agentic orchestrator. We can use it in Teams to query our data and in Copilot Power BI. So this allows us to use our data, which are inside Fabric, to go outside, and we can be able to use our application anywhere that we want. So I'm going to go to a simple demo. Let me share my screen. So I created a simple workspace just for the purpose of this demo, and we are going to walk through how we are going to create the Fabric Data Agent. So before we start off, the first thing we need to allow is our settings. So we will go to our general settings and admin portal. So to be able to see the Fabric Data Agent, we need to allow some configuration. So I've already allowed them, but I'm going to show you where they can be found. So the first thing we are going to search is for the agent, which is we are going to enable users to allow users to create and share data agents. So make sure that this is enabled, and you can actually allow capacity admin to enable or disable this capacity. So actually they come when it's off. So before you build the data agent, you need to put it on first. And the next thing that you are going to allow is Copilot. So on Copilot and Azure AI Service, we need to put the settings on to allow our users to be able to use this agent outside Microsoft Fabric. So when we make this enabled, the Copilot Studio developers and Azure AI Foundry developers can be able to access our agent and create multi-agent orchestration and also do more developments on it. So then we need to allow data sent to Azure OpenAI to be processed outside of the company's geographic. So mostly this is allowed when you have customers that reside outside the United States. So this can be in the European Union or yeah. So we need to have that enabled. So after we have all of this enabled, we can go back to our workspace. So that is the housing price prediction. So then we can go to the new item. Then let's search the data agent. So we have this still on preview. So yeah, it's available generally, but on preview. So we can only use it for customers demo. So based on the naming conversion of your company, you can give it any name. So let's say, for example, I can do test 1, 2 and create our data agent. So this will go and start creating the data agent. Yeah, and from here we can be able to add our data sources. So we can be able to link our semantic models to our lakehouse, to all the tables that we have. So I've already had this configured, and I will jump straight forward to it. So we created the workspace. So we are using this workspace for housing prediction. So let me get back to my workspace. So we have the housing price prediction, and we created this for the purposes of demo. And we want to see how we can be able to create an agent to get and query our data that's available in Fabric in natural language. So that's our workspace, and we created a data agent, which is the HPP agent one. So the first process is connecting to I connected the Silver Lakehouse, which has all the data that we have over here. Then the next important thing will be the instructions. So we want to customize our agent to be able to know its purpose and to tell it what to do and when to do it. So this is generally guiding it on how to find this information. So I've been able to give it just a simple explanation to show it where to direct it rather, where it will be able to find the data, and the data that it has been connected to it, the formatting, how I want my responses to be formatted, and just simple rules. So that is the first step. The next step is, which is also important, we need to give an data source instruction. So we can connect different data sources, but giving the data source instructions, this will be able to guide the Copilot to be able to know it will be able to know which data sources will be used for which query. So yeah, just making it more intelligent to be able to make it aware of the data that is connected to it. So which is very important. We need to give the data source instructions for all the data source that we connected to the agent. So uh, so I will do just a simple query and ask a simple question. What is the average sale value in 2025? So this is the most important part that I want you to know. When I queried my data, it was able to go to our data source. So no, that was not what I wanted to show. So let's take this response. For example, I asked it to analyze recent data from any outlier. So it went to my data source, and you can be able to see where it got that information. And for developers, this is the most important part. We can be able to dig deeper and see the KQL it created. So we can be able to see that was the query it created, how it was able to find that that query and be able to give us our answer, which is very important. So it does everything for us. So from our simple language, you can be able to see the query that was used to get that response and get the query output out of it. So this takes me to my next step, which is example queries. Now, I, as a developer, will want my Copilot to be able to perform in a particular way. So I can be able to give it some certain queries such that when I ask for specific answers, it will be able to, it will get the Copilot to give the best response. So we will go to the query examples. And for my agent, I was able to give it 6 query examples. So in a moment, yeah. So for example, that was the question that I asked: what is the average sales value in 2025? So from this response, it's able to use this query and query our data sources, and it will be able to provide back the response. So this is very important. So the developers over here have the power to to uh, to tell, or the developers have the power to customize the agent to exactly the need that they have. We can be able to tell the agent how they can be able to respond, how they can be able to query our data sources, and we can be able to get the data agent how to get the best response. So this helps the agent to avoid hallucinations and everything. So after I'm done with everything, I can be able to close that and publish. So when I publish my data agent, this will now make it available to the Copilot Studio will make it available to Azure AI Foundry and Teams. So I already published it, and with this, let me return back to my slides. So uh, in our next slide, we are going to talk about how we can get the Fabric Data Agent with Copilot Studio. So the Fabric Data Agent allows us to connect uh, our agent to external sources, so which we have Copilot Studio, and from Copilot Studio actually we can be able to connect it with Teams. And the very important thing is that it respects all our security permissions. So this includes all our row level security and our column level securities, which are highly respected. So using this function, it enables us to enrich our copilots and also helps us to enrich our Fabric data experience. So let me get to the next demo and showcase how we can be able to make this available in Copilot Studio. So when you go over to Copilot Studio, the first process will be creating a new agent. So we can be able to make an orchestration of agents, which will be able to call uh, our agent. So it will go connect with our Fabric data and provide all the responses that we have. So after we are done, the most important thing will be the instruction. We also need to tell our Copilot agent to know how it's going to behave and how it's going to respond to some queries. So after which we will head over to agents. And with our agent, you can see I already connected our HPP agent. So we are able to connect agents. So we can connect a lightweight agents that will be able to work under Copilot Studio, and we can be able to we can use existing agents. So this means that we can be able to use other Copilot Studio agents and Microsoft Fabric. So this will be very important because we are waiting for the Azure AI Foundry agents to be available. So when I go to Microsoft Fabric, yes, I have already connected. I can be able to see all the agents that we've created in our Fabric environment. So yeah, waiting for this to load. Yeah, and voila. We can be able to see all the agents that we created from our Fabric environments here in Copilot Studio. And from this, we can actually connect these agents to our Copilot Studio. So yeah, I already connected this, so I don't want to save. And just to confirm to you that my Copilot does not have any agents, so the only knowledge source that it's getting is from the Fabric data agent. And from this, I'm going to ask the same question. Uh, so the question was the average sales. So let me copy this. So it has started the whole querying process and connecting to our uh, Fabric agent. Looks like the demo gods are not with me today. Let me restart this and pose the same question. So we can be able to see in 2025, the average sales value across the region was approximately that amount. And we can be able to see that the source was the Fabric Data Agents, and we can see the exact table that it got that information from, which is actually wonderful. So here's the bread to the butter, the butter to the bread. We are able to export this or make this agent available to different platforms. So we can be able to expose our agent to Microsoft Teams, and our users can be able to use it wherever they are. We can be able to make it available as a website, as a SharePoint site, and even as a WhatsApp app. So those are the channels we can be able to publish our agents, and our users can be able to query Fabric data at their comfort. So we done with part one. Let's go to the next part. So the next one was connecting data agents to Copilot Power BI. So in Copilot Power BI, I know the BI developers, you've once had this, like you have a lot of reports and someone comes in, gives you a query like, what are, you need to get some insights out of data and you actually don't know where that data lives. So using our Copilot experience in Power BI will make us easily get this information wherever they live and bring that back the response. So it's a very powerful tool, and we can be able to scan data across all semantic models and reports that we have in our Fabric environment. And also the most important part is it respects all the security permissions. So next we'll go to how we can enable the Fabric Data Agent integration with Azure AI Foundry. So I'll go back to my Foundry environment. So this is my playground. Let me start with this. So in a moment. So this is how we are able to use our Fabric Data Agents in our Azure AI Foundry. So I'll just pick any random agent and show you how we can connect that. So after we have created that, we can be able to go ahead and create a new agent. So I will not do that. I will just continue proceed because I had a couple of agents to connect it with. So from our agent, we can go ahead and connect to add a knowledge source. So these are the different types of knowledge source that we can add to our AI Foundry agent. So we can be able to see that we have the Microsoft Fabric still in preview. So I'll go ahead and add a new connection. So this is very important. So for you to be able to connect your data agent, you need very important custom keys. So the first thing is the workplace ID, and the next one is the artifact ID. So these ones can easily be found. We'll just proceed to our data agents and copy the URL that we have over here. So I copied it in our notebook, and this is where you can be able to find it. So the first thing, it asks for my workspace ID. So the workspace ID will be found after your groups. So that will contain your workspace ID. And the next one is the artifact ID, which is the ID of the data agent that we connected. So that will be found after AI skills. So AI skills, the Fabric Data Agent was previously known as AI Skills. So that is the ID. You'll go ahead and input those information and create connect. So I already did that, and here it is. So we can be able to still go ahead and query that data, our agent, and find information out of it. So basically that was a very short demo. Yeah. Uh, with that, you can be able to see how we can connect our Fabric Data Agent to first our Copilot, second to our Power BI, and third to our Azure AI Foundry. So the main is we want to make our data rich. We want to make powerful applications and get insights as quickly and query it in our natural language. So I'm very excited to see where this is heading. And yeah, thank you for your time. That was a very brief and wonderful demo. So in case you have any question, you can go ahead and pose the question.
Okay, thank you, Edgar, for a good presentation. So basically, on the AI Foundry, I saw when you are doing a connection to the Fabric. So are you doing the connection to the created data agent, or you are just doing a connection to the lakehouse? Because I thought that you'd just connect the agent you created in AI Foundry to the one existing in the Fabric workspace. And the last question is, when you are doing your demo, I saw that your data source, you connected it to Silver Lakehouse. I don't know why you didn't connect it to Gold Lakehouse. Because according to medallion architecture, the Gold Lakehouse is the final destination where, after all the transformations you've done to your data, that's now the final data. So those were my just observations.
Yes. Thank you, Malvin. That was a very good question. So that will bring us back to where we were creating our agent. So let me refresh that. So you asked two questions. Actually, they are very much related. The first question you asked why I connected to you asked if I connected my agent to the agent or to my workspace. So this is what happened. When I created an agent, this is where it went. So sorry, my browser is misbehaving. Let me just use this instead. So when you look at my data source, we can be able to connect it to multiple data source. And it was a short period because I was creating this workspace for the purposes of demo. So I did not finish my transformation to the gold layer. But when you look at my previous projects, I can be able to connect with any data source. So be it a semantic model, I can be able to connect it to a semantic model. I can be able to connect it to uh, any gold any gold lake house that we have in our project. So basically any information that or any data source that I will connect to my agent will be able to use that information. So uh, you asked if I connected it to the workspace or the data agent. So the data agent that we have here, which is the HPP agent 1, is connected to this data. And using Azure AI Foundry, I called this agent. So it's an orchestration. So calling this agent, it will be able to query this data. So it doesn't how can I say, it doesn't matter if you connect it to a silver lake house, if you connect it to a gold lake house or any semantic model. Whatever data that you have, you can be able to connect it to your agent, and your agent will use that information to answer questions based on the data source that we have. So yeah, I hope I have answered your question. So in summary is uh, the agent is connected to the data source. So we are not limited to the number of data sources that we have. We can connect it to a God lakehouse, you see. So like for example, so this one of the project that we did, and I can be able to connect with it. So it will go ahead, connect that gold lake house, and in a moment, as we see the tables load. So with that, it will get information from that gold lake house. We can also connect it to a semantic model. So we are just giving our agent information. So after we have given the agent information, we can go ahead and query the agent. So to expose our agent, we are using an MCP protocol, which will be able to call that agent wherever it is. So in Azure AI Foundry, which is this, we were able to do a connection. So the knowledge source was the agent. Same to Copilot Studio. When we go to the agents, we connected it to the agent, the HPP agent one. So from that, when I query it over here, it will go to that agent and find information. So hopefully I've answered your question.
Definitely, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. But that was a very good observation. Yes, Martin Wambui.
First of all, I'll say this is an amazing presentation, and from the having worked in data sector for many years, this is a really an improvement, and the way we can even generate the SQL script, it's really amazing. So my question is, what's the difference between the data agent, because they are saying data agent and other agents, and
Yes, thank you so much for that question, Martin. So the biggest advantage of a Fabric Data Agent is we are exposing our data in outside environment. So when I go to my Fabric and let's say I have a Fabric workspace and created an agent inside my Fabric workspace. So we have one limitation. We have an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is we can query anything that is available in our workspace using that agent. So we can be able to know the data we connected, all the instances that we have inside that Fabric environment. But the disadvantage is we cannot use that data outside Fabric environment. Now comes in the Fabric Data Agent. So the Fabric Data Agent has one advantage over the other. So the first advantage is we can query any data that we have in our Fabric environment, and the most and best beneficial data is we are able to expose this data to Copilot Studio. So a developer using Copilot Studio can be able to orchestrate an agent using that data. So imagine you're an HR, you don't know anything about data, but you want to know how many employees took emergency leave in the first quarter. So than having to go through all the Excels, all the data that I have. In one moment, I'll go to that agent and I can be able just to query how many employees were able to ask for a leave or how many employees were able to take a day off, and that information will be available in a split of a second. So here's the best advantage, because someone who do not know how to who is not a data analyst can be able to get insights out of our data, which is the most benefit that you are going to get out of the Fabric Data Agent. So hopefully that answers. Yes, Sammy.
Hello everyone, and also Edgar, that was a great presentation, and the Fabric Agent is a great tool, and it's going to be a game changer. So my question is now, assuming we deploy our agent to, let's say, Teams, and that's where our end users are able to query their data and get what they want to see. Now, my question is on how dynamic is the process. So assuming we have changes to our Fabric workspace. Is that dynamic enough to reflect on the end user side, or do we have to come and update the agent so that it may reflect the new changes that we have made?
Yes, that was a wonderful question, Sammy. So the changes are drastic because any change to our data will update automatically. So when the tables are updated in our Fabric agents or our data sources that we have in our one lake, it will be in our lakehouse, sorry, it will be able to be queried instantly because our agent will be looking at the latest data. So we'll let me go back to this and see any response that we have over here. So this did not pull any response. It will always be querying instantly as the data change. So yeah, as long as the data will change, it will be able to provide those information. So I want to show you an example with this. So I asked a question. So show the yearly average of housing in Rhode Island. So this is how it will be doing those querying. So as long as the data is updated, each query, each the question that you ask will always go through a query. So it will go ahead and analyze our Silver Lakehouse and query that question. So showing the average home. So we will have that SQL query and we will get the response after that. So as long as there will be an update in our data, the update will always reflect back to the end user, which will actually be stress-free. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show. Same as this, can be able to see as for population California, went ahead and queried my table, and you are able to see that was the query output, which was 395, and that was the answer that we got out of that query. So yeah, it will always be dynamic.
Thank you.
A great
So
presentation. I don't have much to add, but a great presentation here.
yes, thank you so much.